So the community of practice approach that we took for the project was really successful at UTAS, and when we rolled it out to the other three institutions, they encountered different challenges and barriers because of the different ways that their institutions were set up. There were some of the institutions had an easier way to approach interdisciplinary teaching because they had structures that were more accepting of that already. Others had really strong research cohorts that really wanted to be included, so their communities of practice got quite large, much larger than just the teaching groups that we were working with at UTAS. And so we learned quite a lot in the project about the different ways that context is really important to setting up a COP, and it has to be paid attention to. And one of the things that really came out for us as a big lesson was that the facilitator, which is a role that's talked about quite frequently in the communities of practice literature, we believe needs to be someone who has a very good understanding of the context of the COP, as well as, we would even probably argue, a passion for the topic that the COP or the shared domain area that the COP wants to work on. It just makes creating relationships and making the community of practice work within its own environment much easier and much more streamlined. So for us at UTAS, the model of having this situated facilitator, if you like, was picked up by our institution, and we now have a communities of practice initiative at UTAS that uses that model and supports large across-institution COPs through a teaching fellowship on an annual basis around a priority area. And one of the launch priority areas for this initiative was education for sustainability, of which Aidan and another colleague of ours, Sandra Murray, were the two fellows, and they established a community of practice of which Emma and Aidan and I are all a part of now, and it's still continuing. And just recently that COP has won a grant to try to extend our community of practice model out into the state and incorporate TAFE and local government association and schools and school teachers and really anybody who is interested or involved in EFS. So yeah, we just see the continued evolution of this model in our own context, and likewise at the other institutions doing very different things but still continuing to grow in various ways.